My name is Beau. I'm a junior at Tillamook High School, and I'm here to teach you guys how to use Ultimaker Cura and get the best settings possible without taking years to print things. You guys have the Ultimaker 2 in the Robotics lab. This is what the printer looks like. For this printer, you do not have to set up any material. You do that on the actual printer itself, or you can look up a guide on how to do it. Okay. We're going to start off with the quality setting. Quality, when you want to do things super fast, you're going to want to do 0.2 layer height, which will, if you do it at a good speed, it'll end up something like this. It'll end up something like this. You can see the layers on the top, and the quality is pretty good, but it can be better. You can see the layer lines up at the top. It can be better. So we're going to move on to shell and infill. Shell is the outer wall on the outside of a print. It protects the infill, because the infill is usually super thin layers, and this is kind of what you're looking for when you're looking for quality. You're going to want the wall to be thick, but not too thick to where you're wasting filament or it's taking days to print things. So since you have 0.4 line width, you're going to do a 0.8 layer height, which means 2 walls around your infill. And it should be, wall thickness would be 0.8, wall line count would be 2. It means 2 times 0.4 would be 0.8. Top layers and bottom layers. Bottom layers don't matter as much as top layers do, because you won't see bottom layers usually. But if you do put it at 0.8 or 0.6, because your layer height is 0.2, it'll be 3 layers, and usually that's good enough to where you won't see infill or stuff like that. The top layer, I think this is a 0.8 top layer, and you cannot see infill at all. This, on the other hand, I don't know if you can see this, but this is a 0.4, and it's only 2 layers, and you can, when the light goes up to it, or the light behind it, you can see the layers. You can see the infill on the inside, the grid. So when I said infill and shell, in the infill category, there's an infill wall line count, this right here. This will, if you turn this on, it'll keep the infill from showing on the outside by printing a wall around the infill. Then it'll print the infill and then the shell walls, and it'll keep it from putting layer lines and infill lines on the outside, and this will it'll make your print quality 10 times better than what it would be without it. It'll end up choppy, and you can see the layer lines that it will drastically increase your quality. This is the #1 thing that I like to use the most, is the extra infill wall line count. I put it at 1, you can put it at 2, but put it at 1, so you'll only have 3 walls, and that'll give it a good, thick, hard shell on the outside, and it'll also make it to where you cannot see the infill from the outside, which is what you want for amazing quality prints, especially if you're going to go paint a model or something along the lines of that. And that is it, guys. That's the key to getting a good print.